feel like you got what you need there?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I got a veteran group, a lot of guys in the room with, real playing experience. So, that's just awesome. That allows it to be more than just a lineman assigned and, really start to talk about, hey, different advantages in the call. Like, hey, we can start to think about, maybe what the offense is doing. What does this formation tell me? But, when you got a veteran group like that, then, it's just, young guys learning, Corey and Brock, Prince, it's just with a veteran group like that, you can move past alignment assignment and just really talk about like, hey, like what should we be thinking here? Let's look at our keys. Hey, what does the formation tell me? What's my advantages in this call? So that's one of the things that I've been enjoying. It's really helping me grow as a coach, you know what I'm saying? Because these guys can look at the install and see a line of sign on their own, like I send them the install and they pretty much know it, but I feel like the next step for me as a coach is to put them in a position to make plays. So that's what I like about this veteran group.
Some of those veterans, how we've got Garmon back here.
Mm-hmm.
How is he better this year? How is he different? And what does he add to that group?
Yeah, I just think he's playing the best ball of his life. I just think it's just one of those things where he know the clock is up. This is it. His eligibility is over. So I just think that's just lit a fire up under him. The way he just playing the best ball of his life. I think. One of the biggest challenges from last year that I challenged him was just pass rush, and I feel like this spring is really flourishing, really flourishing. I mean, I think his weight probably more than he's ever weighed, so I think that's something good. I think, also with, just Tony and Kajo, again, guys that have been in the fire, that have played, know what it's like to be out there against, a tackle who's been starting his whole career, know what it's like, know the possibility if I ain't locked in on my stuff, I could get blown off the ball 5-10 yards. So I feel like just that understanding like this college football game ain't sweet. It just brings a different intensity every day. I feel like, compared to a guy who ain't really been in that fire, who don't really know what it's like when when it's driving and it's a 9-10 play drive. So I feel like I just appreciate that about the group, that just the sense of urgency, the intensity, and then just like taking everything serious, So.
Who did you say other than Tony?
Kajo.
Oh,
yeah, Kajo. Yeah. Yeah. Kajo. Yeah, Kala Jordan. My bad. Yeah.
And I understand you are using some two jack.
Oh yeah. That's
got to excite you, just having maybe more playmakers out there.
Most definitely. Yep. I mean, just we call it, just our peso package. But yeah, it just allows us to be super versatile. In our base package, we do things with one outside back on the field, but yeah, in our peso package, you don't know who's the rusher, who's the dropper. It just allows us to be super versatile, and I mean, that's a Coach Aranda like just specialty. So it's been that way since we was at LSU. So definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate having two guys on the field, right. And the guys appreciate it. I mean, it would suck having 7 guys, 6 scholarship guys with only 1 on the field all the time. Like that sucks. So
you mentioned Coach Aranda. I mean, obviously you've coached with him for a while now. What's that like, having him maybe more involved, more, kind of having his hand in there?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's just requiring all of us to coach better. I mean, it's just requiring all of us to coach better, just the level of detail. I mean, just, having to talk about how you teaching things, whether it be drills or how we putting in calls, in front of the staff. I definitely think that has brought like just a level of, just accountability, to be on it. Like, it ain't no off the top of the head. Like, nah, you got to have it written down. You got to be ready to present it. So I think that's just kind of how he is with everything. I mean, if you step foot in our defensive staff room, it's not a wall in there that's not covered. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how it is. That's how he's always been. So it's definitely just an honor of mine to be able to, just kind of work so closely with him and work under him, just this year and this spring ball. So it's definitely something that I don't take lightly, something that I'm not, gonna take for granted or look at it's time to take care of business. So.
With the new offense, I guess, how has that helped your guys attack and also read the plays? So
well, first off, I would say it definitely caused us to, just be in space more than we was used to. So that was definitely a big shocker, and just learning how to kind of really coach the eye progression and like, hey, like we in a place we ain't used to being in out here in this space with these wide splits. So that was definitely just the first thing, just having to, lean on people like, hey, like, this is a different world. But then it's also just helped us also with just preparing for what we're going to see when we get to the season. Spread out, just some of the tempo stuff. It's just preparing us for the season more than we would if we was, just kind of more pro style. This spread is, kind of what we're going to see week after week after week with a little bit of pro style. So, yeah.
You mentioned some of those veterans. Any other, newcomers or anybody else standing out?
Yeah, I definitely think, Steve, he has some ability. I think he's just still learning what we do here and how we do things here. That would be the biggest thing that I got to say. It's just, learning what we're doing, but then also learning how we do things and the standard that we have with, just execution. But definitely got all the ability in the world. So, yeah.
You've seen at different times what Tony can do. I guess he was hurt most of last year. What does he bring to that group? Yeah,
definitely just the brute. I mean, just the heavy hands, huge hands, long arm, just the brute just of the group. It's not a tackle that I've seen in this league that I feel like if you was to line them up in a one-on-one drill, like, just boom, this is the block you get, you got to get the block, get off. I'd put Tony up, like you up, like, so that's what I appreciate. I don't feel like it's ever going to be a time we run into this season where I fear Tony getting knocked off the ball, what I'm saying? Well, I fear him not being able to get separation and make a play. So that's what I appreciate. That's what he brings to the group. It's just that, when it's time, when it's nut gutting time, and it's, it's like boom, smash mouth ball. Come on, bro. This your wheelhouse. This is your world. So that's definitely something that I'm glad he's back with us and he healthy, and it's been that way. You know what I'm saying? Like he probably one of the strongest in the group. So yeah.
The way last year went, do you as a group talk about that, or do you kind of flush it and move past it?
Yeah. No, I think we have a saying. I feel like last year was a big thing. I feel like we had ability, what we lacked was dependability, and now we say that all the time. It's always going to be dependability over ability. Like you can be the most talented guy in the world, but if I can't depend on you, then it don't matter. I'm not going to put the group in that position, but I'm also not going to put the team in that position knowing, okay, this guy can make a play, but he also can mess us up by being out of his gap or something like that. So we say that all the time. It's all over handouts, whatever, dependability over ability, because, it's just, again, it sucks, but if you can't be counted on, then that's what's going to end up losing you ball games. You're supposed to be in this gap, you out of this gap, touchdown, little stuff like that. Now, granted, I would love both. You love both, and that's what we're trying to work, and that's what we're trying to get to. But I mean, I just feel like you got to understand that up front. Like that's just what it's gonna be. That's the standard. Like no matter how much ability you got for the guys in there, it's if you can't be counted on, depended on to be where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be, then it don't matter. I'll go with somebody that I trust, because at least I know whether they gonna make a play or not. At least I know that when we come back Sunday, I won't have that gut wrenching feeling of, because this guy was in and I knew he wasn't dependable or couldn't be trusted, we end up, it ended up costing us a touchdown or a ball. We stay up way too late for that. We in that building too long for that, for me to carry that burden of knowing I had somebody in there that I really didn't trust. Yeah.
What did you say, brute?
Brute, yeah, that's what he said.
Tell me what you think of when he says that, and what does that mean to you, I guess?
I feel like when he says that, he just really looks at me as like a run stopper type of dude. Someone that's gonna, hit blocks, come off of them, TFLs, things of that nature.
How much did last year hurt you just not being able to be out there?
A lot, actually. I was in a bad place for a little bit, but with being here, with the help of my faith, I was able to bounce back and get to where I'm pretty comfortable at.
Was there, I don't even remember, when was your injury?
About a year ago, fall camp.
Fall camp?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What was it? What kind of injury was it?
Melis Frank, I tore a ligament in my left foot.
Yeah. Did it take you a while just to get comfortable again, rehab and all that?
Yeah, I was out for the whole season.
Right.
So it took me a while. I had to get 2 surgeries, one to get metal put in and then to take the hardware out of it. So, yeah.
How much did your teammates help you through that? You already mentioned your faith, but was there anything else that kind of got you through that time?
Yeah, we're a pretty tight-knit group. You got G over there. He's one of my closest friends on the team. And Kaijo and Brock, a lot of people in the Jack room for sure. Yeah.
When Coach talks about you being a brute and that physicality, have you always had that? Has that always been something that you've thrived on?
I think so. I like to think so. Considering where I came from playing straight, hand in the dirt, defensive end, and coming here, standing up was like a new world for me. So I just was able to translate the physicality from that part of the game to the Jack position.
In a room with a lot of experience, how much has that helped you as well as you come into this camp?
Repeat the question, please.
Just with a lot of experience, a veteran group, how much has that helped you and excited you for this year?
A lot, actually. I'm excited to see what a full, healthy group can do on the field, especially when we're all bouncing off each other's energy. You know what I'm saying? And with there being 2 Jacks out on the field a lot of the time, so I'm excited to see what that looks like.
Yeah, Tony, how nice is that to have? Like, instead of one guy being out there all the time, like lineups where you have two guys out there. How exciting is that for that group?
It's real fun because you also not only do you get to bounce off each other's energy, but you could also talk about what you guys are seeing, help each other out with y'all's jobs on each side. So it's a lot of on the go, you know what I'm saying, fixes and stuff like that.
What does a guy like Garmon, who's been around for a bit, bring to the room and to this team overall?
He brings his own energy. He definitely brings his own energy. He's a guy that's the same person day in and day out. And if his energy's not there, we can usually tell off the bat. So, yeah, he's like the real, the energy bringer of the group, I'd say.
Good. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, they said you've been around for a bit.
Long
I want to
time.
say it's a little bit more than a bit, right?
Yeah.
The 6th year, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of had to make a decision. What was your decision to come back, or did you have a decision?
I did have a decision, but I spent 5-6 years here, so money, just put a lot of time, money, everything into this, and like Coach said, it's last year. I'm coming for it all, and ain't no reason to go do it with somebody else.
Do you feel that the clock running?
Oh, yeah.
kind of thing?
For sure. It's all right though. It's okay.
Have you reinvested yourself? Like, how have you used this off season to kind of improve
Bigger,
yourself?
stronger, faster, watching tape, being healthier, everything. It's gonna be a good year for sure.
Put 20 pounds on, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's a healthy 20 pounds. How did you do that?
Working hard. They lift me up. We all lift each other up. I see my teammate go in the weight room. I'm gonna go too.
So what, just peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Yeah, peanut butter. I don't eat vegetables, so
Okay.
I be taking greens and stuff like that. But just eating a lot of food, basically.
What's excited you most about this group coming into this year?
This group, like the
your
Jack
Jacks.
position, we all best friends for real. We probably one of the closest groups on the team for sure, and we all been here with each other for three years at the least. So
Yeah, Tony's been out there with you a lot, but obviously he was hurt last year.
Yeah.
Had to miss the whole season. How much did you feel for him, a guy that obviously he's put a lot into it as well?
sick, cause when I was a freshman, I broke my foot. I got a plate in my foot, but I wasn't playing like he could have been playing. So yeah, it makes you want to go play harder for them, cause he missed the whole year. But it's all right, coming back now.
Right.
We got money to make.
How much does last year motivate you, just in terms of, have you just completely watched
Oh, no.
it? Or-
I think about it every day, cause we're not losers,
Right.
and we can't lose. we don't have time to lose. We're trying to win championships for real.
What's it meant for you to have Dave and Coach Aranda in there, more hands-on, right there with you guys? I know he
Everything.
was there some before, but he's right there.
Everything. If you know who Dave Aranda is, you know that you should stay to listen to Dave Aranda, because he ain't gonna steer you the wrong way at all. And I'm gonna take that knowledge and eat it up.
Have you seen a different focus from him this year? Have you seen a different Dave Aranda this year?
Yeah. If you don't a line of sign, if you ain't doing that, then you're not gonna be on the field. No matter how good you are, because a bus is a zero. That's a goose egg. We need production chart. Go up. You gotta make plays, and you gotta do it the right way. You gotta do it the right way.
And when you see guys that he's put in the league, does that kind of excite you too, knowing
Oh, yeah.
that he could do the same thing with you?
For sure.
I mean, I know we kind of asked, you've been around for, do you feel like the old guy on the team? Like, not just in the linebacker room, but the defense as a whole? Do you feel like one of those leaders that
Oh
takes a
yeah,
step up?
definitely. Me, Matt. I mean, we had the last two, to be honest. I mean, we got some transfer that's old. They older than us, actually.
Right.
Kirk older than us, but you know. So I don't feel that old.
not-
I don't feel that old, but
You and Matt came in together, though, right?
yeah,
Same class.
yeah, that's my dog. My dog for real.
He is.
Right?
Thank you so much.